Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the patch notes, and it looks like they've made a ton of balancing changes for Season 4, which is kind of what we were thinking they would do. Maybe go back and touch some Modern Warfare guns, mix up a little bit of the meta a little bit. Hopefully, we'll see kind of how this plays out. If you want to go ahead and skip through on your own, I will leave a link to this down in the description so you can kind of focus on what is most important to you. Enjoy the video, learn something new. Please do me a favor, hit the like button if you're brand new, want to find your way back. Just double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. So we are adding in Resurgence mini trios, which is a little bit different for Verdansk, and then they're keeping this one. They put the smiley face because they know people really like this particular mode. The event, Groundfall, a limited time mode, will be available right away. Find and secure the new sat-link stations to triangulate the location of the falling satellite in Verdansk. Loot the fallen satellites to score more exclusive loot and cash rewards during the game. The objectives for this event will reward you with items such as emblems, calling cards, satellite weapon charms, and weapon, some XP as well. And then map. They've added red doors around the map. Downtown Tower is now under new management. We kind of previewed that a little bit. Hijacked Gulag is a new Gulag that is available. It's going to focus primarily on the middle part, and that's going to replace the standoff Gulag we've had. We've got the new POIs. There's Farmland, Block 18, Block 16, and then the Gora Bridge. So we'll go ahead and see those locations. They'll be a little more obvious on the map. General, they've added 120 hertz support for PS5. It requires an HDMI 2.0, and also your monitor has to be a HDMI 2.0 or your TV, or you just won't get that. Good step in the right direction. Hopefully that leads to FOV, because everyone asks, when are they going to add it? When are they going to add it? It is what it is. Until they add it, they haven't added. Down player who disconnects now provides a kill credit and drop loot. This includes players who disconnect during a finishing move. This should have been the case. I thought they fixed that a while ago, and then it broke at some point, and then now they're back again. I don't know. Progression challenges, font size for challenges and their description have been increased, so easier to read. Additional 8 new LGBTQIA Pride flag calling cards awarded all players for free. These cards will automatically show up in your barracks. Gameplay, dirt bike. Let's see if they actually include it. Maybe we're going to find out once we jump into it. Terra on 2 wheels arrives in Warzone. Ramp up your off-road antics with this extremely maneuverable scrambler scattered across Verdansk and ready to use at the start of the match. So that's pretty cool. It says faster than all the vehicles, including the ATV, handling drifts at high speeds, offers finer control at lower speeds. Mastery is key. Low durability, same health as the ATV. So this gets destroyed in like 25 bullets or something like that. Really quick. Maybe at range it's like 35 bullets, but it's still pretty solid. Capacity, 2 operators, 1 driver, 1 passenger. Next to no room to stack operators atop it, such as with the ATV. So it's not like they could just jump on and then manage to stand on top of it. It doesn't work that way. Trophy system placement must stand on top of the bike to place a trophy system on it. Can fit 1 on the saddle or 1 on the front rear. So you have to actually jump on the bike to place it correctly. And one thing that they haven't mentioned yet is when you are using this one in Cold War, you're able to actually fire your weapon, but it's not really showing that where you have the option to lift your gun. Loot that spawns across Verdansk has been adjusted. We've added the new rifle as well as the LMG. Can be found in the loot pool. Combat bows kill streak has been added to the loot pool. Self-revive spawn rate has been reduced. Talked about this in almost every video. Good they reduced that because it was way too common. Rather make it 4,000, so give somebody a little bit of risk to go to the buy station. 1911 starter handgun now requires 3 hits to gain bonus finisher damage instead of 2. Oh, that's the melee. This change will be increase the number of melee hits needed for this weapon to down a player of enemy 200 HP by 1. Oh, so dang, you're gonna be that. Hopefully that's cool. That doesn't reduce the that fixes some of that what they call finisher damage instead of most people are calling those critical hits or critical melees. Snapshot grenade reveal duration increased. I don't think that's going to cause people to use them more often. Hit enemies are now also revealed to your squad. Ooh, that is pretty good. If you want to go ahead and move through a building, that might even be better than a heartbeat sensor. Have 1% on your team with the heartbeat. I'm pretty sure cold-blooded counters that. So you can't be able to counter both. That would be actually pretty sick. But you'd probably have to run restock, so you'd have a lot of them. Custom mods have been enabled for Black Ops Cold War weapons. This allows you to name and save up to 5, finally, Finally, you can save all those blueprints instead of having to look up a spreadsheet or look up any you can literally just save whatever you want. That's pretty good. Now for the weapon balancing. We're gonna have a brand new LMG. This is right off the bat. It should be tier 15 and then tier 31 for this assault rifle. Obtaining it for free, tier 15, and then tier 31. Nail gun, obtained via challenges or in the store. That'll be available right away. Baseball bat, same thing. If you already had it from Cold War, it should transfer over. The submachine gun will get later in season with the challenge, and then the mace will get later in season with the challenge. So these are 3 weapons I'm going to be taking a look at tonight to get the basic stats for, and we could decide whether or not it's meta or not right off the bat. We'll know pretty quickly. Due to some of the weapons being far more lethal than others in their class, we feel a reduction in the efficacy of those outliers is necessary. We expect these changes to bring the average time to kill up by approximately 60 to 100 milliseconds. It's like, man, they're just sweet talking me. So we ended up with a few different changes. Amax nerfed again. No way. Groza buff, Scar buff, XM4 buff, Amp buff. Told you it was trash. Anyone who was gassing that up was wrong about that one. Ballistic knife, huge buff. Street sweeper, huge nerf. Then we got the M82 buff. KSP buff. Bullfrog, they made changes. They're not figuring out what to do with that one. AUG, Modern Warfare AUG. Swiss, they made some adjustments. Milano, they probably reduced the damage but increased bullet velocity, so it's going to be closer to the Car 98. Milano, huge buff. Bison, they're probably even in line with the Bullfrog. My God, they're listening. DMR, they gave a buff. So Amax, upper torso damage decreased from 1.2 to 1.1. Groza, minimum damage 18 to 23. Upper torso damage multiplier increased from 1.1 to 1.2. Lower damage from 1 to 1.1. And then maximum damage range decrease. So they kind of buffed and nerfed it there a little bit. Assault rifle Golf. Okay, this is the Scar. Assault rifle Golf is the Scar. Neck damage multiplier increased from 1 to 1.5. So it'll be a little bit more forgiving. It'll feel like you get headshots more often. Upper torso damage increased. This should reduce the shots to kill. So this is going to have a disgusting time to kill because I think it's like close to 760 or something like that. But with this, it should be coming down to like 680 at range. So that's a huge change, but they need to have a bigger mag or else this isn't going to be really useful outside of solos. XM4, neck damage multiplier increase. They actually buffed it. Everyone's using this thing. Pretty disgusting. Handguns, the Amp, maximum damage increase. It needed that. Increase the damage range for the second damage drop off. Upper torso, buff, headshot, decrease. So it's less, you don't need as many the headshots aren't as important. You just got to aim for the upper chest, and extremities got a buff. Melee, ballistic knife, projectile velocity increased by 25%. Neck damage increased by 1.3. Torso increase multiplier from 1.2. Movement speed faster by only 1.3%. That's nothing. We'll have to see if you can get one hit. Shotguns, street sweeper, maximum damage range decreased. Oh man, this thing's gonna be like a 5 meter. You have to be really barrel stuffing. Second damage range decreased. Third damage range decreased. Movement speed decreased by 1. That's like nothing. But that applies to strafe speed, ADS speed, and sprinting speed. So pretty good fix there. Sniper rifles, Sniper Rifle Charlie. Sniper Rifle Charlie is the M82. So for this one, it looks like the bullet velocity increased by about 8%. Upper torso and lower torso buffs. We have the Swiss. We have the optic functionality improved and base reticle updated. So I thought they really didn't do anything. I thought they were gonna lower the damage or give it a second damage drop off and then increase the bullet velocity, so it'd be a nerf and a buff. Submachine Gun Alpha. Submachine Gun Alpha is the Modern Warfare AUG. They increased the damage multiplier to the torso from 1 to 1.1. Max damage range increased by 10%. I don't think that'll really do much. It has a good fast tight decay if you land headshots within its maximum damage. For outside of the two conditions, perform far less, so they gave it a little bit more of a oomph. That's not going to make anyone use it. Bullfrog, iron sight ADS position adjusted. So that's kind of what they did with the PPSH. They change it so that you get a different angle, and that tends to help out a little bit more visibility on the gun. KSP, maximum damage increased by 16.6%. Extremity increased from 0.9 to 1. I still don't think this is enough, because the range isn't the problem. It just doesn't kill fast enough for a fully plated player. That's why you really got to look at how many headshots are needed and stuff like that. That's why the spreadsheet's pretty good for that, for showing, hey, Here it is, and I usually link that in the description, and you can see how many you need. For this one, if somebody's fully plated, you need too much damage to the head. It's for it to be consistent, versus if you go in Plunder, they only have 2 plates, a little bit more consistent, and you don't need nearly as many headshots. Milano, max damage increased, max minimum damage increased, maximum range increased by 23%, that's huge. Upper torso damage multiplier increased, lower increased, extremities increased. So that's a huge change with these overall. So we got the Milano, needed a lot of love for it to reach a semi-viable state. The barely semi-viable, not even viable, semi-viable. Machine Gun Echo. Submachine Gun Echo is just a bullfrog. They did increase the max damage, which should change up the chest shot and the headshot. For those close range, I think they went too far on nerfing it, and now they're kind of bringing it back in place. But they changed damage from 0.9 to 1 for the extremities, so that is a buff. And then DMR, recoil magnitude decrease. So I know already people were trying that out. It got buffed. Even after it's falling out, the DMR is still a respectable choice with the right attachment. So pretty solid there. Now they're changing a bunch of attachments. Damn, they want us to test everything. We got the Pellington, bullet velocity increase by about 5%. 7% for the Sniper Charlie. So this one's for the M82. We got a buff. Swiss got about 7% buff. Tundra, 2% buff. ZRG didn't need one, but I guess to round it out, this is for the Combat Recon. They only touched that one because that's really the only one you should be using when it comes to using those. Ranger now increases bullet velocity by 50%. Now increases... No way! They literally did exactly what I said. They copied pretty much my notes. I said, just copy what you did for Modern Warfare. The Ranger increases bullet velocity, vertical recoil. It's not going to help out with range, but it's not really all that important. But it's going to help out with vertical recoil, and it's going to increase the hipfire spread the same way Modern Warfare was. Oh, that is huge. Takedown now increases effective damage range by 35%, increases horizontal recoil control by 15%. So I guess if the gun wobbles a lot, that could be the way to go. Or you're using it like an SMG, it'll feel a little bit less recoily, and you could put on like the GRU suppressor or agency. That is cool. Reinforced match grade. It basically gave us all the stats. These are for light machine guns and assault rifles. We got increased bullet velocity. So that's good for the light machine guns because they didn't really have an option without hurting your recoil. And they're going to help. Oh, game changer. Stoner might be it right now. Oh, huge changes. Huge changes. So bullet velocity, effective damage range. This could be like the all-around one to use because it's helping vertical, horizontal, ADS move speed decrease. So you're going to be slower. Sprint speed, slower, ADS. But they're worth it. You get better bullet velocity, better range, horizontal and vertical recoil. Yeah, that's solid. That is huge. And then Task Force, bullet velocity, effective damage range. This is going to have bigger penalties. Just like, oh man, they literally copied the notes. Horizontal recoil, vertical. These are huge changes. ADS move speed is going to be slow. So the strafe speed is going to suck. So you wouldn't use this on anything but a ranged weapon where the mobility isn't all that important. Sprint speed, not really all that important because you swap to your other weapon. ADS speed, 6% slower. Maybe you would equip an attachment for ADS speed now. Hipfire spread, way worse, but since this is your ranged weapon, you're probably not going to hipfire it. Huge difference. Recoil control has been long detractor of the long range viability of... Oh man, they're listening hard. Most Black Ops Cold War reticles have been updated. The position shifted on the 3X and the 4X also position shifted. Bruiser aiming stability increased from 10% up to 19% for snipers. So that could be a go-to attachment there. Operators, new ones, and then we got the download coming through. Oh my God, I'm excited. I'm gonna put a video out probably on the new weapons tonight. And then once I get a chance to test more of these things, I'll go ahead and put out more information as time comes. But look out for weapons like the Stoner, like the Krig. There's a few other ones that are going to perform a lot better, particularly with these barrel attachments that are huge changes. If you enjoyed the video, learned something new, please do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.